Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. The bad news is that Roguestone is going to continue until the 25th of January. Blizzard revealed that patch is not coming until then, so what can you do? What can you do in this Roguestone meta? And what I have been playing recently has been Big Spell Mage. And Big Spell Mage is one of the better decks to counter rogues with, and this list is completely teched to counter rogues. I'm running double Fire Sale, so that I can get rid of some double agents. I'm running double Rusted Viper, so that I have a fight against Poison Rogue. And then Big Spell Mage just has some natural damage that can go through Cloaks of Shadow, for example, because you can do Mask of Cthulhu, you can recast Mask of Cthulhu with your Grey Sage Parrot, then you can use Mordar's Fire Eye, all of those go through stealth, so you have some interesting damage options available and some ways to actually counter rogues. This list is now completely focused on that rogue matchup. If it were a little less focused on the rogue matchup, I would probably switch something like Clumsy Courier for a Mutinous to try to counter some OTK decks, but it really depends on whether you face OTK decks or not. But the bad news with Roguestone is that even though this deck now fully prepared for rogues, it's only decent against rogue. It's still not farming rogues, but it doesn't mind facing them too much. You can have a game against them. And I suppose that's pretty much the best any deck can say at the moment. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're always looking for a Wildfire, you're always looking for a Shivering Sorceress. Then if you already have some of this stuff, then you might consider keeping Deepwater Evoker, draw spell, gain armor, some bit of defensive stuff with card draw. But yeah, a week and a half of Roguestone left. I hope this list will help you with that at least a little bit. And this is what the deck looks like in action.
Let the games begin.
Alright, let's see about this game then. Hard to believe that it would actually be a Warlock. Didn't face any Poison Rogues today. There have been a lot of Thief Rogues around still. Even though Poison Rogue is objectively the superior deck. I think this is a good time as any to set up the Ice Barrier, right? I feel like this is a fine time to set it up. Let's set it up. Poison Rogue. Look at that. Well, that's the poison one. So I would really want to find a Viper. I'm running 2 Vipers. So the Fire Sale won't be useful here. I would rather have a Viper. I may need that to discount a spell here. Evoker next turn to draw a spell. Trying to find, I'm decked with double Vipers here. So we're really heavily into those Vipers. All I need is to find one. Nope, that's not a Viper. Well, this will get me some armor. But that buys a bit of time. But no Vipers. We'll see. They do run the null package. That's a null. Okay. There's my Viper. That's my boy. Yeah, we're playing that. Let's take away that weapon. Kill the null. Play a Sorceress. Then we will have a 6 cost Mask of Cthulhu. Alright, now they need to find another weapon. Because this list doesn't run the full OTK package and they already threw away a Garrote, that means that they need the other weapon real quick. Alright, they were able to instantly draw the other weapon, which I'm obviously a little bit sad about. Just a little, mind you, just a little. Because we still have a couple of Masks of Cthulhu coming here. So we should be totally fine. Another Mask of Cthulhu is coming next turn. How do you feel about that, Rogue? How do you feel? I guess we've got this. So this is the matchup that I'm taking against. Double Fire Sale is more like against Thief Rogue than Double Viper for this matchup. Cool. Alright. We're not completely unprepared for druids. Although, obviously, when facing a druid, you have to also consider that it's just going to be a rogue. But it could actually be a druid. It's not impossible. Druids do exist. And it is a druid. Okay, here we go, here we go. Let's see how this one's going to work out. There's an option to coin Evoker into Evoker. I think I will have enough time to do that. I believe I have enough time, with my freezing hero power here as well. I have like Arcane Overflow here, take care of some business. Okay, Druid had all the ramp. This is the dream for Druid. Both Overgrowth and Guff. Means almost infinite ramp. That's a little tough. So I'm trying to look for the mass polymorph here, but we'll see. I'm holding back this freezing hero power for now. Obviously using hero power is important for Mordresh activation, but we'll see. And that is not a problem. I'll just use some Arcane Overflow on that, right? Yeah. Luckily my minions are small. Well, now that we have established that this is the ramp druid, that means that they have limited resources. They don't have like clown boards. They have a couple of double Cenarian wards, a couple of lieutenants, a couple of strongmen. They might have Yashuraj. We'll see about that when we get there. I could use the parrot, kill this and summon a 7/7. They may or may not have a second lieutenant. If they have a second lieutenant and it eats my 7/7, that could be a bit of a problem. But we'll see about that one, right? Because many of these lists only run one lieutenant. This could also be used to cast more mass molly polymorphs, but I think it's acceptable to use it here. Get the 7/7 on the board. I have at least 2 freezes from here and 1 freeze from Warden, so I can freeze a lieutenant 3 times. Now I expect a double Cenarian ward. But to my surprise, it was actually just an Ivus. A fairly big Ivus, mind you, but just an Ivus nonetheless. And I have this freeze ability here. You do Mask of Cthulhu. Then we can freeze that Ivus. Do I want to hit my minions into it? lower its health total. That's an option. Maybe not one that I'm taking right now. I still have 2 more freezes coming. Well, then the double Cenarian Ward, I suppose. So now we are getting to the position where we would need to find the mass polymorph.
This must be the way.
Reasonably soon we would need to find the mass polymorph. Remember, if they cast these, this turn they will get additional copies. That was so sad. Sad outcome for me, of course. There's 21 from this Ivus. They do not have a way to heal these. Do they have buffs in that list? No, that list doesn't run any arbor ups or anything like that. So I can just do a fire sale. Time to trade this in and Dawn Grasp. Okay. So I have Arcane Overflow, Mask of Cthulhu, and Fire Sale in this Dawn Grasp. And they could of course discover a buff. That is true. They can discover a buff. Discovering a buff could be a problem for me. We'll see, we'll see. Alright. So here we're going to do Fire Sale, kills these 4 minions. And then I can still play the Snow Flurry to freeze this one, right? I don't even want to play the Wildfire because I want to have Fire Sale in the Dawn Grasp. 6 mana. I can also get a nice Ice Barrier out there. Yes, this is nice. We do a Fire Sale. And we'll do a Snow Flurry, which will help me freeze the Ives again. But I can play an Ice Barrier out here. Right? We are definitely going to survive these. Then there's the question of the potential Yashurash, bringing back 2 strongmen. And what else? There's still 1 Cenarian Ward left, which can be doubled, of course, with the Solar Eclipse. That's that best in Shell. Okay, it's going to be doubled. Let's see what they get from that. I could find my hero power at all enemies twice, but that's not really what I'm looking for here now, is it? No. This one needs to go over there. Then I will need to play the Magister. Because now the Magister is going to play the Fire Sale. I have not played a Wildfire. So I'm guaranteed to get a Fire Sale out there. Exactly the worst possible order, wasn't it? It most definitely was. However, now I have a deal 2 damage hero power, they have a 2 health minion, so we're going to use that. Boom. And now we have a 4 damage hero power, and now I can use the Wildfire. And now I actually have a 5 damage hero power. I have a Ice Barrier up. I have seen all of their Cenarian wards. They have like Yashurash left. Oh, I forgot that they actually had some bonus strongmen there. But this Yashurash against this hero power is actually going to fail in a rather spectacular fashion, I would say. So they're almost out of stuff. They might have another lieutenant left, and they have an owl left. They have that best in shell, but by and large, they are running out of steam. And I didn't even find my mass polymorph. How fascinating. I'm going to pop over there, and then we're going to play another Reckless Apprentice. Oh, we have 7 damage hero power. I wonder how many turns they are going to last against 7 damage hero power. I would wager to guess that that will not be a very long time.
This must be the way.
They may still have abominable lieutenants left, but even those lieutenants will eventually fall, if they have any. Yeah, this is just plain hopeless for them. Ooh, look at that. 7 health, 7 damage hero power. It appears that now we have a 9 damage hero power here. So we're shooting just about pyroblasts. And they have... Oh, what if they discover... If they discover another Yashurash? That would actually be awkward. Another Yashurash from that could be a problem. Indeed. Maybe they still have some outs left. Though it is starting to look a little bleak for them, I would say. Cenarian Woods are gone, Lieutenants are gone, Yoke Yashurash gone. Well, that's potentially 16 damage right there. Well, I suppose I can trade in my Viper now, see if I can pick up something useful. It's a 9 damage hero power, you know.
This is not what we stood for.
I'm gonna get the Talon on the board. Shoot their Lockholar. Might as well get a Shivering Sorcerers out there, why not? 2 cards left. That is a surprise card to be run in that deck. I don't think the Primordial Protector is usually part of the package. They had a little bit more value than I expected.
Only 1 card left. Oh, I hope it's good.
Okay, they get to discover another chance to discover a Yashurash. The Yashurash can do something if I can't find Mordresh. Which means that if they can somehow steal the Talon. But if they cannot steal the Talon, then surely they will have no ways to handle this. Oh, a randomly generated 3rd resizing pouch. They have had some super good random generation in this game. And we're about to find out whether just getting really strong random generation is going to help them. Two 10-cost cards, so there could be a Survival of the Fittest, and there could be a Yashurash. What if I spend the Mordresh and they have a Yashurash? What if I don't and they have Survival of the Fittest? What if they have 2 copies of Survival of the Fittest? I'll probably have to spend the Mordresh here. Because it seems unlikely that... I mean, it's more likely that I will lose if I let them have the board. Then that I will lose by spending Mordresh now, and then I will have another top deck. They did have the Ashurash here, which is obviously a little bit sad, because this can potentially lose the game for me. But, like, the possibility of 2 copies of Survival of the Fittest, or even 1 copy of Survival of the Fittest, was a little bit scary. But let's see. From here, they may have a chance. Or if I have 2 copies of Yashurash, yeah, that will be a problem too. I was kind of hoping for a mass polymorph here, to be honest. If I'm perfectly honest with you, that was the card that I was hoping for. Let's see what the courier is able to do. Evolving some stuff is good. Deep freezing a Murloc is less than ideal.
I have an idea.
Seriously. You couldn't do better than that. I was hoping you would be able to do a little bit better than that.
Sun sets.
17 damage. It's 17 damage. Let's see. Survival of the Fittest or Yashurash could actually win them the game here. Ah, and they did have the Survival of the Fittest. I'm a little bit sad about that, because I was only able to play around either Survival of the Fittest or the Yashurash, but not able to play around them both, unless I can top deck Mass Polymorph or get some RNG luck. Alright, Wildfire Snowflare is not terrible. Could be a druid, could be a rogue. I'm still kind of expecting a rogue here, but it's possible that it's a druid. And you can't even tell with that 10-2 hero power, because a rogue would do that too. How about that? So I want to start pinging. I don't want to play the Snowflare yet, because I will need that freeze later. And we're to keep Parrot just for triple Mass Polymorph against Druid. You typically don't need it. I don't think you necessarily need a single Mass Polymorph. I mean, the first game I would have won without a single Mass Polymorph if they didn't roll more Yashurashis and more Survivals of the Fittest. Rogue would have traded. Full mulligan. Not a single card was kept. So perfectly possible that they couldn't trade. Yeah, but like full mulligan. No keeps. Pair of 2/2s. I suppose it's okay. Pair of 2/2s or 1/4/4. We can do the pair of 2/2s. It's fine. So a more traditional Thief Rogue then. Ah, they had an Arcane Overflow as well. That was a surprise move. It will still repeat. Really? Hey, I've never actually had a chance to test that interaction. You're right, it does look at the base mana cost of the spell. Yeah, I've never had an opportunity to test this interaction. I was half considering that I'll just try, just to see how it works. Because, you know, Hearthstone and interactions. Aha, that's an early Edwin. Let's hope there's no Shadow Step to go with that. There is a Shadow Step to go with that. It makes me a little sad. tiniest tiny bits of sad. I don't know what the point was with that passage though. That seemed strange. Oh, it was because it was an Edwin card. Okay. I just wanted the additional draw. With a couple of Reckless Apprentices in hand. I think we're just going to start jamming some Reckless Apprentice action here. And try to hit face as much as I can here. Let's try something like this. Yeah, they originally intended to leave the Edwin on the board, but then they didn't get the cards that they desired. So then they decided that it's better to get it back into hand and get it back on the board later. Well, these minions are not going to survive very long now, are they? They most certainly are not. You already know I have a Reckless Apprentice in my hand.
We'll cut right to the chase.
That might survive a little longer. But it is not too intimidating. I could kill it, leave the 1/1s on the board. I mean, this one is always coming back on the board. Kill the 4/2s, because the 4/2s are a little scary. Then it's the question, do I want to kill this or ping face? Maybe killing this is still appropriate. I'm playing the Shivering Saucers out there. Okay. That Edwin Mr. Smite is what I'm basically afraid of at this point. They have a Shadow Stepped Edwin in hand. They do that one with Mr. Smite, and things could happen. Nothing else that I'm really worried about. Well, maybe there's going to be enough random stuff anyway. We'll see.
Give me that.
So far it's not too bad. Pushing in the damage with the Cutlass is a little surprising. Leaving 5 on the board from Mass Polymorph might be less than ideal. Arcane Overflow is still the only bigger spell that I have played. I think I will have to freeze this Edwin now. I mean, I could freeze it with the Snow Flurry. Save the Dawn Grasp. That works. I don't have to do Dawn Grasp yet. Especially against such a small board. I'll just freeze it here. Get the Remnant out there. They burned an Irrelevant card. Okay. They have one Mage spell there. One random card from another class. I'll see.
Just no one. Not even just no one. Not even me.
Now they are board locked though, which is kind of nice. I just don't have a good way to handle the 1/1s. It's still going to be 7 minions there. I can try to draw. Freeze and draw. I could also trade in the Viper. And because finding Morders would of course solve some issues. Finding that solves some issues for next turn as well. Now we can freeze and draw. Now we can freeze and draw. Because now I have Mass Polymorph into Fire Sale to clear the whole board as well. So we'll leave nothing behind. Sadly not enough mana to Fire Sale and then do the Mask of Cthulhu. Will they have more buff cards? Perhaps. I don't think they will. They might have a Swashbuckler left though. There's like a Mass Polymorph Ice Barrier line available here too. And these are always going to the Dome. Mass Polymorph Ice Barrier is net 1 health. This is +1 net health. And if they like leave a bunch of sheep on the board, well, Mask of Cthulhu's are coming. Potentially many Masks of Cthulhu. Here comes, this is like the point with they get a random buff spell here. They needed to play that before attacking, of course. Right? No more shadow steps remain. So, Smite is 6. I think I should be able to survive this. No more damage spells remain. I have 7 damage here. Even if they can get double smite, it's 13. Interesting. I'm able to do the Snow Flurry. And freeze their face, so they cannot hit me with a weapon. Because they cannot change their hero. So at this point, I don't think they have outs. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Twitch channel.